Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
So with the official end of the Tyson Fury Glovegate scandal, where a lot of the Deontay Wilder fans were trying to see things that weren't really there with Tyson Fury in the first fight and the whole gloves, the California State Athletic Commission are saying, listen, there was nothing wrong with that fight, there was nothing wrong with the gloves, Tyson Fury didn't cheat, and that's the end of it, we're not doing investigations. Again, if you haven't seen that video, which is actually my latest video, that will pop up about a minute into this video in the top right hand corner, or just sit tight, wait for this video to finish, and it'll pop up at the very end, just so you can go catch up about it. Now, Deontay Wilder, he has a lot of good fans where they will accept what happened, say, yeah, sure, Tyson Fury, he certainly used some dirty tactics in the rematch and what have you, where he's leaning all over him, headlocks and all that kind of stuff. But it's a fight. Wilder's just going to have to learn from it and see what he can do in the rematch going forward. We're still going to support him, blah, blah, blah. And big up to each and every one of you who are true Deontay Wilder fans. Now, unfortunately, the very small section who are just reaching and making excuse after excuse because they can't accept that Deontay Wilder lost. And I know that video about the California State Athletic Commission hit you quite hard. I know it feels like you've just nipped to the shops and I've come round to your house and I've pulled your wife's Friday best to the side for a hot minute. You're found out about it and there's nothing in the world you can do about it because you ain't going to bin her off because you can do no better because you're not man enough to actually move on, right? But it is what it is. I know it hurts, but you're just going to have to hold this L. Hold it, grab it, come on, grab it. Now, there's nothing in the world you can do about it, okay? So the whole Glovegate thing, you guys were seeing things that weren't there, okay? People out there making up stories to convince the vulnerable and the weak-minded that there was something in it, and there wasn't anything in it, okay? There just wasn't, okay? And you can come out with all other kinds of conspiracies, Tyson Fury, UCAD from 2015. You can use that as an excuse. You can use the farmer situation. You can do whatever you want to do, but none of it is going to have any kind of bearing, okay? The only thing Wilder can do is move on from it, and that's exactly what you need to do. You need to move on from it now, okay? Now it's time to come out of the shadows and step into the light and say, okay, listen, it didn't go Deontay Wilder's night. It didn't go the way that he wanted it. It didn't go the way that we wanted it, but it is what it is. All right, let's move on. Now, the best way to help Deontay Wilder is not to make excuses, because if Wilder starts to believe in some of these excuses, guess what he's going to do for the rematch? He's going to make no adjustments. Now, I know Wilder hasn't come out and publicly said anything to shut down these rumors or anything like that. And for me, that feels like he was hoping something was going to come of it. Okay, that shows that, in my opinion, he wasn't man enough, because he's usually quite prolific on social media, but lately he's been very, very quiet on it. You would have thought, him being a champion at heart, he would have come out and said, say, hey, listen, you know what? I took that L. You all need to take it too, all right? Let's move on, and I'm going to get him back in a rematch. But he hasn't done that for whatever reason it may be. So the best way for you guys to help Wilder is to support him and give him constructive criticism. Not just what happened in the rematch with Tyson Fury, the fact that he couldn't handle being bullied, the fact that he couldn't fight on the back foot. You need to mention all this about many different fights, the way that he fights, the fact that he can't fight on the back foot. The fact is that he has a very good jab, but he doesn't use it often enough. He's too reliant on the big punch. Encourage him to bring in legends or experienced professionals or former professionals like a Larry Holmes, like a Mike Tyson, like a George Foreman, whoever it may be. Bring in somebody who's been there, taken that loss, and come back from it. That's what you need. You need those words of encouragement, but you need to give him constructive criticism too. Now, we know Wilder, he doesn't like criticism. He's a very emotional guy. And some of the Wilder fanatical uploaders, they're very reluctant to give Wilder any kind of criticism because they're worried that he's not going to come back onto their channel. Because he's pretty much all they have. Now, yes, Deontay Wilder, he did boost his profile, boost his name on the back of Anthony Joshua, then bottled it with Anthony Joshua when he turned down 120 million and then fought Tyson Fury. Not just 120 million, but multiple contract offers, okay? But yes, and it was a cherry pick that went badly wrong. But you see, this is what happens when you look back at his resume. You don't fight trash can, gatekeeper, and then go fight somebody elite. It doesn't work that way. And in the history of boxing, all big punchers have always taken losses because they come up against a pure boxer. They come up against somebody who isn't afraid of them. They come up with somebody who's getting into the ring to win. And this is what happened, because eventually when Deontay Wilder met somebody like that, he lost. Because he doesn't know how to fight. When somebody's pressing him, he doesn't know how to fight back. He's still relying on that big right hand. When that right hand is neutralized, there's nothing in the world he can do about it. And after you've been a pro for 12 years, you should at least know a bit more than just throwing a big right hand. Surely to God. Surely to God. But it is what it is. So, Wilder fans, you really need to give him the encouragement, the constructive criticism, and of course encouragement, and saying, hey, listen, no matter what happens, we still support you. It's okay. And don't make it a whole race thing, because this race thing is boring. It's 2020. You're just exposing yourself as complete morons if you're going down the whole race route. There's no point to it whatsoever. Leave all that at home. This is about one guy against another guy. It's not that big a deal that Deontay Wilder lost. It really isn't. When Anthony Joshua lost, yes, it ain't a good feeling. When Dillian White lost, it ain't a good feeling. And at some point, if Tyson Fury carries on fighting more than 2 fights, at some point, he's probably going to lose, and it ain't going to feel good. But you move on. The mourning period has finished. Okay, it's been, 4 or 5 weeks now? It's finished. It's done now. You need to move on. Wilder lost. He took that L. You need to take that L. Just move on. Give him words of encouragement. You know how he fights is how he's always fought. He's always fought nervous. He's always fought scared. But his get out of jail card was always the right hand. He needs a bit more to it than the right hand. He needs to go into the ring and be confident of using the jab and sticking with the jab. Who would have thought that Deontay Wilder could out-jab Tyson Fury? He did it in the first fight, and for the first round or two in the rematch, he was doing it there too, when it just comes to the jab. He shouldn't be able to out-jab Tyson Fury, but he was. And now I'll tell you, he has a very good jab, but he abandons it because he's looking for the highlight reel knockout. That's all it is. He needs to add something more to it. He has an opportunity here to become the 5th heavyweight in heavyweight boxing history to win his world title back in an immediate rematch. Yes, it's unlikely he's going to do it because Tyson Fury is a special fighter. It's unlikely. But he could give a much better account of himself because the beating that he took from Tyson Fury is soul destroying. Tyson Fury said before the fight, I'm not interested in your belt, I'm interested in your soul. And that's what he done. You see, some of his fans will say, well, Anthony Joshua quit, and this fighter quit, and that guy quit. But yet, Team Wilder's towel gets thrown in. That means, yo, leave our guy alone. Yo, stop hurting him. Yo, Wilder can't do any more. No mass. That's what it means. It means Team Wilder quit. It is what it is. Sometimes you're in a fight and there's nothing in the world you can do about it, and that's what it was. Wilder was about to get spectacularly knocked out. He was going to be on the highlight reel of Tyson Fury. So that's what I'm saying to you. I know there's a lot of butthurt people out there. It ain't that important. It really isn't. I don't know why you're so emotionally invested in this guy, why you're putting him above your own family and your own dignity. I don't know why you're doing it. Because again, I'm seeing it time and time again in the comments nearly every day. Oh, Tyson Fury cheated. Tyson Fury didn't cheat. There is no excuse as to why Wilder lost against Tyson Fury in the rematch other than Tyson Fury battered him. And if you're saying that Tyson Fury leant all over him, got him in a headlock and him on the back of the head and basically bullied him, then what's that saying about Wilder? Because Wilder is usually the bully. And he couldn't out-bully Tyson Fury. He tried to do it in the first fight too. He hit Fury on the back of the head countless times. He used those dirty tactics against Luis Ortiz and plenty of other opponents, so you need to hold the same fire. This whole Glovegate thing is now finished, that's done. California State Athletic Commission are doing nothing about it. So again, the upload is out there. They're just trying to use you for views. That's all they're trying to do. to hopefully get some super chats, hopefully get some donations. One of them I can see quite clearly is all about ripping off the fans. That's all he's doing. He's trying to rip you off. But hey, listen, if you're stupid enough to fall for it, then you're stupid enough to have your money taken off you, really, aren't you? But anyway, it is what it is. Deontay Wilder lost. Stop making excuses for him, because excuses make him look weak too. Not just you, but him. Time to move on, people. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all in the next video.